On the topic of unicorns, you ever want to be a space pirate? Real quick before we start, this video is sponsored by the Kickstarter campaign for Ethereal Expanse, which has 2 weeks left. You can grab the PDF for the campaign setting in liquid space for a clean $25, or add the book and some real cool graphics for $60. Then all the way at the top of their list, you can get the Pirate King's Horde. They're literally selling the One Piece for $150. In addition to the races and subclasses and everything else already included, their stretch goals add even more subclasses as well as a slew of virtual options to run the campaign setting. Personally, I would just grab like the hardback so that I could get a discount on other Ghostfire add-ons. Click the link in the description if you want to support my boys, or if you like the idea, or don't do that. I'm not your mom. Because I love and respect you and made you a video, here you go. Unicorns, one of the most elusive and mysterious creatures in all the wilds. Much like big feet picks, ghosts on wizard islands, hide-behinds, and the handy-dandy gumbaroo, they only exist in fiction, and also the Pacific Northwest. In the stories of old, since the first unicorn sightings, everyone wanted to capture them and either poach them for the alicorn in their horns or tie them to pomegranate trees. And when you have stories about hunting, they usually pertain to something that is rare and good at escaping, like that snipe in my backyard that keeps eating all my goddamn strawberries. Traditionally, the only surefire way to catch a unicorn is to find the most smokinest of babes with the bazongas like Wow and the milkers like Pow and send her into the woods. Unicorns may be magical horses, but at their soul, they're dogs of the horn. Like horn dogs. You get it? They get entranced like they're trying to find a nip slip in a thirst trap and they don't notice sneaky hunters. Cause otherwise you can't catch them. Especially in D&D, these things are actually a bitch to catch. They have a full kit made to nullify, counter, escape, and hide from people pursuing them. And although I'd love to run through the stat block right away, I think it's best to put together an encounter with some decent level trappers on their first unicorn hunt. Just so I can show off some of their annoying abilities. Okay, our adventure. In a humble kingdom racked by war, the equally humble king, Bumpkilius, ruler of Purple Place, is preparing to broker peace with the neighbors. It's a good thing I have a pop filter. But an Undercity assassin served the king Four Loko USA instead of Pinot Grigio, and he has fallen into a sickly coma. This nation happens to have 4 locos but not clerics, which, personally, that makes sense. 3 brave adventurers take it upon themselves to find a unicorn, which has the power to cure any illness. A ranger named Tiptoe Tony, a bard named Wumba Chumba, and let's drop in a rogue named... I don't know. He's one of those crow guys. In the deeply passionately written description about unicorns, it describes them loosely as solitary guardians for gods. But if you've watched the movie Spirit, you know horsies don't like to be alone. I won't do a whole horse harem of like 5, that's what they're called by the way, but we can have at least 2 of them. A beautiful pair, Hudson and Strife. Let's make the party level 8. See, our calculators work worse than me guessing sometimes. The journey begins. Tiptoe Tony, a prolific fairy hunter, thinks that it's stupid that unicorns aren't fae, and I agree. After a fortnight, they stumble onto our unicorns absolutely slurping water. The bard steps forward, explaining the situation about Bumpkilius, luckily speaking in Elvish. The unicorns, ancient beings that transcend human civilization and petty border squabbles, all but disregard Wumba Chumba. The pressure rises, and the team convenes, deciding that the life of one snooty unicorn is a worthy trade for the countless lives and families of Purple Place. As the unicorns begin to leave, Wumba casts invisibility on, and we roll initiative. Boom boom bop, there we go. He gets the first go on a surprise round, and sneaks up to hammer in a whopping 23 stealth knife damage. That's actually a lot of damage. It'd be hilarious if this encounter just completely failed to prove my point. But let's double down on ruining this encounter for me, since Wumba Chumba can cast Hypnotic Pattern. But wait. Unicorns, even at challenge rating 5, have legendary actions. This allows the unicorn to heal for half of that sneak damage between turns. Hypnotic patterns begin to fly through the sky, and unicorns use their magic resistance, giving one of them a nat 20 and surprisingly an 8. So one of the unicorns is incapacitated. That sure sucks for me, huh? Ha ha hee hoo hoo, just you wait. Just you wait. Tiptoe Tony launches 2 arrows, one with ensnaring strike, both at the non-hypnotized and damaged unicorn. They both hit for a collective 16, but it's a ripped-ass horse and you can't ensnare it easily, because it got a 23. The Hudson Horse. It stays hypnotized, it can't do anything. Top of the round, the Injured Lady. Whoa, would you look at that thing? Whoa, what's this move here? So that encounter's over. Cool little detail for you dungeon masters, since legendary actions are infinite both in and out of combat. If a unicorn escapes, or stays out of combat long enough, it returns to full health in less than a minute. We're down 2 spell slots and a couple arrows, with very little ground made. And if the party can't find them within a day, they made no ground at all. And finding them is going to be very hard to do, since these things can cast Pass Without a Trace at will. That's not fucking fair. They instantly go half a mile away, become impossible to track with any magical means, and get a plus 12 to any stealth checks made within the next forever. And if you have an outsider in your party, you can't really sneak up on them, because they can just do this. Let's say that our characters manage to deal bigger amounts of damage in that first round. The unicorns can also cast Calm Emotions, potentially stopping some of the party from attacking them as they escape with a speed probably faster than you. And if you target one of them in a group, without teleportation in play, they can all act as support classes for the healer while the healer also heals. A unicorn doesn't need to endanger the party, you can upset them just as much, if not more, by having them chase the damn things. So basically, it's really hard to catch a unicorn, unless you have boobies. Boobies are the answer. That's the end of the video. Here's this guy again. Bye. Hi, just ooh. Beef jerky tastes like blood.